This may seem somewhat trivial, but I just did something that I think really helped me out. I'm not even sure what I'm going to say, but it has to do with some unconditioning of myself. That is, society has conditioned me to be a certain way, and I'm going against that. In a nutshell, I think a lot of neurotypicals put us autistic people in a box without realizing it and expect us to stay there. Expect us to listen and do as we're told. And oftentimes, being in this box isn't fair. At all. They don't think about how they treat you because you're not like them. And I've just seen this so many times. For some background, the thing that I did is I went to the skate park. Yeah, that seems lame. Like, oh wow, look how brave you are. Well, see, there was a huge falling out with friends last year because I went through autistic burnout. I also got recently diagnosed with autism, but that's another story. Yeah, autistic burnout was a thing, and it wasn't caused by too much socializing or whatever. I probably was. I had like 15 friends, and I think that's too many for me. I'm better off with like 3 to 5 friends, something like that. But yeah, my sister was killing herself with her drinking problem. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I mean killing herself. Like we thought she was gonna die. And it pushes me to the edge on top of other things. Like I had a medical problem that I needed to get fixed. Was disrupting my sleep appreciably. Had to go to the vet to cure something my cat caused, and that wasted a lot of my money. Had almost no money. My research had an issue with it, and then I had to go to this conference. And if you're autistic and have ever experienced autistic burnout, a conference is a fucking nightmare. I didn't want to go. Like I mean I have to present a thing too in front of people, and I'm just afraid of having issues talking because that happens. I have been stressed out enough where I just can't get the words out, and I was just afraid that that was gonna happen and cause a terrible situation. So, long story short, I told my friend that something's not right, and I'm really nervous about going right now. I'm not sure how talking's gonna go. Yada yada yada. This just pissed him off. That's all it did. He didn't give any sign of sympathy or empathy. It was just, I didn't sign up for this. This isn't your role in my life. And yeah, it just made him treat me like a douchebag. And I mean, non-stop with everything. He was being a douchebag. Like, ultra douchey. And really, he was just defaulting to the way he was treating me over and over and over again. The things he expected me to do and just be okay with. It was just kind of, to some degree, looking at me as if I'm an infant, which happens all the time, whether they realize it or not. So basically, there was an issue. I was being mistreated for being autistic and going through autistic burnouts. The thing is when it's happening, I almost feel like I should be treated that way. So it happens. I apologized for burnout. He acted like a douchebag. I apologized again because he kept acting like a douchebag. He acted like more of a douchebag. And, well, eventually I get home. At this point, it's like, alright, I can spend my spring break alone, because I'm definitely not going to want to talk to anyone, or be able to work, or do anything, because burnout's real now. That's what I did. I, got through it, but reintroducing myself to the skate park, it just wasn't the same. I got worse treatment. Not just by this guy, but other people, because I'm sure he talked to people about how I really am. And it's just like, such fucking bullshit. Such fucking bullshit. Because half the time I didn't even do anything. I literally was complaining about not being confident in going. And that was just enough to treat me as a douchebag, him to be a douchebag. And so, eventually, when I keep getting douchey remarks from him, after I don't need him for a ride home anymore, it's just like, alright, I went through burnout because of you. I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face if you talk to me that way again. This caused a big fallout between basically everyone at the skate park. There are still people who do like me there, and the people who listened to my side of the story said they cannot believe I didn't punch him in the face. But really, the kicker is, it's not like there's never a fight here. In fact, there's fights all the time. It's just those people aren't going to get ostracized because they're not autistic. They don't know I'm autistic. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they figured it out, but they know I'm not like them. They know something's different, and I'm going to be treated differently because of that. So I feel like I was getting demeaning and condescending treatment from somebody, and all they did was gaslight me when I tried to bring it up. And, well, I just gotta deal with it. I gotta be a good autistic person and know my place in society and just deal with what the neurotypicals have to say, because they know the answers. They're all agreeing on the same thing. But half the time, they don't even think about what they're doing. What they're saying isn't consistent with how they do things. It's like, you tell me to do this, but you don't do this. What's going on here? And, well, didn't this person get in a fight because he was throwing firecrackers at somebody's dog? And then they were like, hey, don't do that. And then he's like, who are you to tell me what to do? And, they get in a fight. Because he didn't want him throwing firecrackers at his dog. He was not ostracized. And this is just one occurrence. There's fights all the time from this guy and another guy and another guy. It's just, when it's me, it's different. Because they don't even realize it. There's a sort of special treatment for us. Where we're expected to be a certain way. And this is the conditioning that makes it so we mask and isolate and do all these things that just aren't fair because we don't want to deal with it. I was very down about this. Very, 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 very down. Because it's like, alright, this is going to keep happening. And they're not even going to realize it. They just get together and reinforce their own bullshit. Because they think if we're all saying the same thing, it must be true. Half the time it isn't. More than that, probably. Their subconscious is naturally geared against us for things like awkward body language and having different facial expressions, not talking in a certain rhythm. Very superficial things that just throws everyone off. The uncanny valley type thing. But instead of being creeped out, they get frustrated. Like when a robot's not acting like a robot and is almost human, it's like, oh wow, that's creepy. But I'm more like a human acting more robotic in their mind. So it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So it's just easier to throw me to the side as if I'm trash because I'm not like them. And other people who do these scummy things and get in fights all the time are more like them. And so they're going to naturally give them more excuses, more chances, whatever you want to say, because they relate to that. Their default mode is, their thought process is telling them this, but it's really just an emotional thing. That's all it is. And I knew that. I knew that's what I was dealing with. And so I just avoided the skate park, period. Didn't go, focused on myself, did a bunch of other things. But that's not to say that when I thought about it, that I don't get to go and do this thing I like there, and this and that and this. It kind of ate away at me a little bit. So, finally I just thought, fuck it. You're the one who was wronged, and it's not fair if you just disappear like they want you to. You do what everyone likes you to do all the fucking time, and they don't respect you for it. No. Don't. Don't isolate yourself today. You want to go and do this at the skate park, go and fucking do it. So I went, and when I showed up, the douchebag I hate was there. I was this close to just wanting to be like, what if I just punched him in the face? What if I just got it over with? Didn't do it, but yeah, I was definitely, there was a bandwagon. A group of 3 guys in particular who, one of them, or 2 of them I would consider my friend, or my friends, but basically they just gave me the cold shoulder, but they didn't just let me be. Like I was literally I had to turn around while skateboarding to be like, "Are you gonna stop watching me if you're trying to ignore me?" Because that's what was going on the whole time. It's like I'm not gonna look at you, but then as soon as I would start skating, they would like all of them would just keep their eye on me. And, like I literally just turned around eventually. It's like, what? And they all looked away. But I'm just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna hide. We're not gonna do what they want me to do. And really, I'm better than these people in a lot of ways. I will not hang out with certain people at that skate park because they are pieces of shit. You're a piece of shit if you're throwing firecrackers at somebody's dog, as if you're above that dog, when this guy is not. This guy is not. And, well, if we just get, past all the moral issues and what's fair and what's not, I'm better than at skating. It's like, I'm smarter than half these people, if not all of them. I think I have a lot more athletic talent, and really, the thing that I struggle with is relating to people. But how much of that has to do with the fact that they're interested in neurotypical things and you're interested in actual things? A lot of their interests are default modes that they never think about, where that's all you do is think about what you do and what you're about to do and so on and so forth. It's a constant dialogue in your mind. You don't autopilot like them, and that's all they're doing right now. So you can hate one of them because he did fuck you over and act like a douchebag and then try to gaslight you, and then, all this happened. The rest of them are just people being people. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know better. They just don't. So, I can see it for what it is. Frustrating. The situation's frustrating. But I don't hate those people. Some of them, at least. I just, don't like how they don't think. And, well, that's kind of what I went with. I was just like, you hate somebody because they wronged you. The other people aren't going to treat you well, but they don't know what they're doing. And really, it's about time you stop abiding by these stupid rules they almost make up out of a whim. Because they are very arbitrary. And they're not fair. And really, there's nothing enforcing them. Nothing. So, I'm going to keep making a presence here and disrupting the establishment a little bit at the skate park. Sounds a little lame, but really it's just practice to just, not do what other people want me to do. And next time I'm going with friends. I went by myself the first time, being something a lot of people wouldn't do, to not drag other people into it. I texted a friend, and all he had to say is, yeah, no, they don't even know you, dude. Because he knows these people. He was like, honestly, their stuck-up, arrogant attitude is going to be the end of them. Because they do have that. A lot of them do act like they're the shit, sitting up there like they're too cool for everyone. And I just look at it as, oh, they just liked me because I was good at skateboarding. I could take that. Fine. I'm good at skateboarding. Cool. It's just, what matters to me? I would like to be friends with some of these people, but they don't want to be friends with me. So, I can take that as, look at you not defaulting to, I hate them because they hate me. No. I'm bigger than that. They're not. It's just like, I need to be thankful that I have this way of thinking, and I need to follow that. Follow my thought process, which is an actual thought process. Unlike these other people who default to everything. So, challenged it, and what it resulted in is, well, I got half the skate park to myself during prime time hours. Because, when you're killing the quarter pipe and they don't like you, they're gonna go skate something else. Because last thing they want is somebody better than them skating the quarter pipe when they don't like that person. Cool, I didn't have to wait in line. I didn't have to sit there and make small talk while we waited turns and stuff like that. Because some people there I don't have a lot of chemistry with. And I'm really happy I didn't have to, pretend. And then when it's time to leave, okay, I don't have to dab up 15 people to get out of here. I could just get my bag and get the fuck out of here. It was so convenient. It takes like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes to get out of there when you're just saying bye. And honestly, sometimes I'm just like, alright, gotta brace myself to go say bye to everyone. Let's go do it. Let's go do it. Didn't have to do that. So, you know, there's just perks. Perks to it. They put me in a situation to some degree by things that they defaulted to, but doesn't affect me in the way that they wanted to affect me anymore. So, I guess that's the lesson in here is sometimes you just gotta do what other people don't want you to do. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times we know what is right versus what is not right, and this was not right. None of this was right. So I'm not gonna feel that baggage of I feel like I'm the broken one again. Because really, I'm just different. Not broken. That's all it is. Society, how it's set up, is miserable for a lot of people, and I do blame this sort of default thought process that so many people are just so blind to. And, well, I just wonder how much further I can take this because I just want to be myself. And I think that's what this is the start of. Being myself and doing what is true to me. So, you know, all I did was go to the skate park, but I dealt with so much from it and before, and just putting myself in the situation and seeing how people who are supposed to be your friends aren't makes me want to prioritize me more than anything instead of making me feel bad. So, maybe this could help somebody if they watch it, maybe not. I think that's all I have to say right here.